Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Scorpio for the month of December 2021. I hope all my Scorpio friends are doing well. As you know, dear Scorpio, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Scorpio. In the past position, we do have the Knight of Swords, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. In the challenging position, we do have the Strength card, clarified by the Ten of Swords. In the present position, we have the Four of Cups, clarified by the Page of Pentacles. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Six of Pentacles, clarified by the Eight of Cups. Very strong spread, dear Scorpio. Let's start from the beginning. In the past position, we do have the Knight of Swords. And this particular card is all about change. In the past, you felt a very strong need to change something in your life. It could be that you felt the need to move. It could be that you felt the need to change something in a relationship that meant a lot to you. It could be that there was something career-wise that you needed to change. Perhaps you wanted to change a job. Maybe your coworkers started to get to you, if you will. Maybe you wanted to change schools. Maybe you wanted to buy a new house or a new car to kind of get rid of the old one, to have something more reliable. Whatever the Knight of Swords was for you, there was definitely a very growing need for change, dear Scorpio. And generally that need arrives as a result of tension. Something starts, like there's friction between two elements, and it increases and increases and increases until you realize that something has to change in order for you to progress forward. But also, the Knight of Swords is all about being in your head. He's very about intellectual side of you. He's very about overanalyzing things, thinking about things, trying to figure out a strategy. So definitely there was something that, took a lot of time and energy, but you were able to bring about the change that you needed. And it does look like that change concerned stability and security, because you have the Four of Pentacles in the clarifying position, and the Four of Pentacles sometimes has to do with wanting to have a certain status, to have a certain kind of like wealth, to have certain money oriented things, materialistic things, because for Scorpio, stability and security definitely is something that matters quite a lot to them. So it does look like you took action. You just sort of went for it. You realized there was a need for change, and you took action in order to bring about more stability, more materialistic things into your life. You were able to multitask. You were able to understand that in life, sometimes you do have to be competitive. Sometimes you do have to take a slightly aggressive approach in order to get what you want. And as a result, that created a strong foundation for you, dear Scorpio, of skills and experience from which you continue to benefit to this day. Now, in the challenging position, we do have the Strength card. It's not really a good position for this major arcana card to be, because when you have it as a challenge, it means that there's something where you feel like you don't have enough strength. Maybe you feel lack of courage. Maybe you have not as much self-control as you would like to have. When the Strength card appears in the challenging position, it suggests to me the animal that lives inside all of us, that animal instinct starts to take over. And sometimes not having enough self-control, not having enough determination can be difficult, because it kind of gets us off the path, I should say. But definitely strength symbolizes allowing your animalistic emotions to take charge. Sometimes when people get angry, and they don't have self-control, anger can get it can bring about a lot of difficulties. It's a really bad counselor, if you will. So make sure that if you do feel strong emotions that are low vibrational, to make sure to meditate, to make sure to do different exercises in order to kind of come out of that negative emotion. And there are many different exercises that you can do. One of the exercises that I recently learned of is called tapping, where you literally tap on your like on your hand, and then on your head, and various, like on your shoulder, on your neck. Look, that may be a good way to get you out of a negative emotion. Try and see what the research you can do on the tapping technique, so that it will help you stay in high vibrational mode. That is very important, because remember, the longer you stay in high vibration, the more it adds up over time. It's like the less, the more you eat healthy food, the more it adds up over time. The more you take care of yourself, the more you are compassionate to yourself, the more that compounds over time. It's important to stay consistent as well. And that can be difficult because all of our lives are very hectic. There's a lot of unpredictable things that sometimes, break up our routine. So it's important to stay committed to the task at hand, dear Scorpio. So it's important to see things through, which can be, sometimes difficult, especially, if you have a stressful job or a stressful home environment or whatever that may be. It's still important to stay in high vibrational mode. Now, strength here is clarified by the Ten of Swords, which suggests to me that you may be holding on to something, like a significant amount of pain, maybe from the past that you experienced, but it is very important to release what no longer serves you, because that type of pain may be holding you back. Sometimes we don't understand why things happen the way they happen in our life, and our bodies react a certain way, where sometimes we hold on to things for many different reasons. It is important to do everything in your power to let what no longer serves you go, because that will allow you to move forward closer to your goals and your dreams. It would bring a lot of fresh, wonderful things into your life, because life is not just about pain. Life is not just about betrayal. Life is not just about disagreeing or conflict or not seeing eye to eye. Life is also about laughing. Life is also about connecting with like-minded people. Life is also about, really having joyful experiences. So it is important to have that balance. And again, it is also important to stay in high vibrational mode. And sometimes, yes, it's very difficult to release and let go of pain, especially if you feel it was inflicted upon you unfairly. And yet, the person that benefits first from it is you. It's not about forgiving something to someone else. It's about releasing yourself from a burden, because that someone else, most likely, whoever inflicts pain is not having a wonderful life already. So it's important to remember you are helping yourself, because that is, you're honoring yourself, because the universe honors you as well. Now, in the present position, we do have the Four of Cups, which is about, feeling a little apathetic in the month of December. It could be that, you have a lot going on in the month of December. There's definitely a lot of festivities, people getting together, and sometimes people develop like a fatigue from all the festivities and all the gatherings. And, sometimes it can be stressful seeing family members and extended family that perhaps you wouldn't normally agree with. It's important to remember to drink plenty of water, to connect with something bigger than yourself, to ground yourself, yourself to take your shoes off and like walk on grass so that you're able to feel earth, you know. And I understand the temperatures are getting cold, not everyone is able to do it, but maybe there is something that you can do to connect with earth in a different way. Maybe you can you know, put like buy a plant for your home and put that plant in a room, you know, and take care of it and connect with earth that way, with, you know, an actual live being, if you will. Definitely it's important to stay away from being kind of apathetic and detached and disconnected. Because with the Four of Cups, you know, clearly someone is reaching out to you and they're offering you their friendship, or they're offering you something important, something that can help you. And yet, you know, you are a little bit sort of withdrawn from interaction. You're, you know, maybe in a way a little bit self-absorbed, not really enjoying other people's companies. And it does seem like there may be an opportunity of financial nature that may be coming to you, dear Scorpio, but you know, with the detached, like a sense of state where you're detached, you may not take full advantage of this particular opportunity. You may even reject an offer outright if you are disconnected from, you know, people and comings and goings around you. Now, it does look like there is going to be wonderful rewards coming to you at the end of December, because we do see the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of giving and receiving in the future outcome position here. It's a really card of generosity. It's a really wonderful card, you know, and it reminds you to be generous with yourself and to be compassionate with yourself. But it's all about balance ultimately. You want to make sure that you check in with yourself and spend time on yourself as much as, you know, with others. Sometimes Scorpios tend to kind of put themselves last and focus on their families or focus on whatever else. It's important to not hide behind the family. It's important to not hide behind a celebration or behind a gathering or behind, you know, perhaps a business deal that you're trying to make. It's important to also address emotions that are difficult to address. It's important to do shadow work to understand where the disconnectedness is coming from. Because, you know, in the present position we have the Four of Cups, but in the future outcome position we have the Eight of Cups. You know, there's this theme that is going through this spread about, you know, resistance to accepting something and walking away and realizing that there's a huge disillusionment of something. Because, you know, even though there is going to be a lot of generosity for you in the month of December, there's still, you know, giving up on something, because the Eight of Cups is a card of walking away and experiencing, you know, disappointment, disillusionment, leaving something behind that really meant a lot to you. It could be that you are changing your belief system. It could be that you're changing the way you think about generosity, about giving and receiving, and that is why you are kind of creating distance between a belief system that you've always had. But let's see what we can clarify with the two Shaman Dream Oracle cards that I pulled. And we've got the Horseman, Herald of Change, and we have the Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. And the Dream Thief definitely is something that is going to remind you to release what no longer serves you. And it very much corresponds with the Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups as well, because the Dream Thief is rejection of the path of fulfillment and refusal of the call. The Dream Thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants you to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story, of why you were wounded or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to relay and build upon. Do you want to move beyond the barrier of glass you've placed between you and the horizon? You can. It's not difficult. Answer the call to a new adventure and drop the resistance to sailing the uncharted seas of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the dream thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know. Now it's time to express what has lain dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. And of course, the new adventure is very appropriate because we do have the horseman, and he is bringing good news. When the horseman appears, he is inviting you to spread the good news. Everyone already knows the bad news. Your task is to point out the beautiful when others see only the ugly. Note the possible, no matter how implausible it may seem. This does not mean becoming giddy or blindly optimistic, but reminding yourself that every storm cloud has a silver lining. So listen to the horseman when he shows up, because he brings good news and he's announcing a prosperous and peaceful time. So it's important to remember that the change that may be somewhat difficult to kind of go through is actually going to be so much for the better. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Scorpio. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Please don't forget to check me out on Instagram. And again, thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.